Our reporter John has been unemployed for the last year. Undercover reporting has become a very competitive field, much more so than it was in the 1970s and 80s. So many sent emailed resumes and online interviews. The latest interview was rather odd. It required an online psychological exam. This is something that John would have never considered before, but the job market has become difficult, so he's willing to do what is necessary. The interview started out normal, all the usual questions. What special skills can you bring to the table? Why the long gap in employment? Why Nomad Corp? The psych test was proctored. Instructions had to be followed perfectly.
Please look into the screen and count backwards from 10.
10, 9.
The screen was strobing and he began to feel nauseous.
Hello, John. I would like to welcome you to your new job. It is a job that is perfect for a person like you, with all of your individual and special skills as a reporter. Each day you will receive a new link via email with instructions for the day's task. It is to be followed exactly as written. You are not to interact with any of the specified subjects. You are only to collect as much information as possible.
John's story. A crazy day filled with psychosis. I was awake until 5 a.m. and awake again at 8 a.m. Cup of coffee, checked email, looked at, ignored. My mind started swimming. Vision also. So many drinks to dull the intensity of the night before. Lack of sleep provides such an uneasy and surreal landscape. It's so fucked up. I wish to hug the walls for any type of comfort. Impossible to navigate. Real world stuff. Grocery store. I feel myself on total breakdown. The checkout clerk and bag boy see it completely. I try to snap myself back into some coherent state. Little success. They totally see what is happening. I thought of dropping straight down to my knees in the cereal aisle. Below the shopping cart, squirming like a maggot while the subhumans view in disbelief and amazement. It is verging on a total freak show. What the fuck? A total nightmare in the real Twilight Zone. I do not feel this is at all worth the complete psychological torment, but I'm committed to being an honest reporter no matter what the personal cost.
Well, there he is, a real bad actor. I keep seeing everyone fall for the script over and over. He inherited a not-so-small fortune from his father. His father had a company in the 1970s selling travel insurance. He invested the profits well, turning tens of millions of dollars into hundreds of millions of dollars in only 2 decades. Gina, she was the classic trophy wife that shot out our golden boy as a trap. It works every time. She played him totally. Kind of impressive, really. She came from nothing but was a real quick learner. One of the most naturally beautiful women. Truly blessed aesthetics. She observed and kept her reputation clean. Fabricated a whole story and practically inserted herself overnight. A gifted actress. Oscar-worthy performance. Perfecto. She earned every penny, though. Harold was a bore, and on top of that, could be super embarrassing at times. Socially clueless, but a shrewd businessman and a whiz with numbers. Beachfront property was a perk for Gina, as she loved the ocean and liked to mingle with the wealthy locals. In a way, I kind of dig her. She imagined a future for herself and just went for it. Valerie's story. Valerie is a talented graphic designer who lives in Chicago. Recently, she's been exhibiting odd behavior. She's been working from home over the last few months. I haven't seen her travel outside of the basement apartment and backyard in weeks. Every few days, she will receive a delivery of pizza or groceries. Every 2 weeks, a delivery from the pharmacy. Monday, I noticed her in the backyard. She looked very unkept. Hair was a mess, bathrobe and slippers, dark circles under her eyes. She had started smoking.
Why are they talking together?
It was 3 in the afternoon.
I don't trust them.
She was pacing back and forth across the concrete and was
They look the
cursing out
same,
loud.
but they are different.
I was worried for her well-being, but I have
It
clear
hurt me.
instructions not to approach her
Things
or
have
interact
changed.
in
I don't
any
think
way
it's safe.
whatsoever.
My mail is being
I will report
monitored.
back only what I see and hear.
You can't make me take that anymore.
I can't help but try to piece the story
I
together.
don't think we speak the same
I've been
language.
hired to report on her brother and mother also.
Don't force this fucking medication on
With
me.
all the money in their family, why is Valerie living like this and all alone?
Options, talk to you, go to the hospital. I don't want your fucking help.
Okay, let's talk some more about the Golden Boy. Practically raised by the live-in nanny and personal assistant, every whim provided for. When staff are paid to raise a child and their livelihoods depend on said child's happiness, you can imagine how high the pedestal grows. A young child controlling adults. Absent parents. Harold is always away on business. Gina often entertaining younger men in his absence. It's not hard to see how things turn out the way they do. So he got coasted through an Ivy League college. He screwed over a friend, forcing him to hand over a very promising tech startup. The sun really shined on this asshole. A gifted liar, running so high on ego. A total fucking psychopath, the worst kind. Like the ones you read about and hope you never have to meet. Fast forward a few years. This tech business works with highly confidential military defense contractor documents. The Golden Boy sometimes shares this information for large sums of money with some very unsavory people. He's playing around with some extremely powerful individuals and countries. He's way out of his depth. Valerie is intellectual, introverted, and a talented graphic designer. After her father passed away last March, she moved from Miami to Chicago to get away. She has never felt a part of the family and despises their lifestyle. She has fantasies that her brother and mother would lose it all. Recently, Valerie has stumbled upon some very discriminating information. Gina and the Golden Boy know this and are very concerned for themselves. If only she could play the game just right, she could end it for Gina and the Golden Boy. She is struggling with the idea.
Something is going on behind the scenes. They have hired a contractor to spy on the family. They have it in for the Golden Boy, and it's going to be juicy. They have planted a spy to impersonate a potential client. The Golden Boy and this individual are having lunch and cocktails at the Ocean Grill. John watches the lunch meeting from across the street. He sits inside a rental car.
Is this a covert undercover operation from some other country or a U.S. undercover agent? It's funny. He shows his tells. I have to wonder, are these purposeful mixed signals? The timing feels convenient, trying to derail, inconclusive. Perhaps a coincidence, a distraction, attempt to throw off my game. He doesn't know they're being watched. No, not at all. Just a complete idiot. It is subtle, like micro movements. There's a certain look of pride in the eyes when they think you are buying their bullshit. They totally get off on the deception. A complete fucking liar. Valerie has been having episodes of sleep paralysis. Now she is afraid to sleep. No sleep equals a lot of strange and surreal thinking. She has been prescribed new meds to help cope. She has a history of bipolar disorder and extreme anxiety. The insomnia has been going on for a few months. The nightmares started right around the time she attended her cousin Leonard's wedding. She got real sick that evening. She thought it was food poisoning, but everyone else was fine. She wouldn't tell this to anyone, not even her therapist. Valerie had visions of being poisoned by her brother. This is an idea she could not shake off. Intercepted messages. Valerie knows the truth. She has suffered from mental health issues and her family is gaslighting her in hope to make her fully insane and incapable of telling the truth. It was like throwing a jigsaw puzzle into the air, and when the pieces hit the ground, they landed completely assembled.
Poor sweet Valerie. Her mental condition has made it to where she can't even leave the house. It is a cycle of sleepless nights and paralyzed days. She is so in her own mind and has completely rejected reality. She knows the truth and has decided to employ alternative methods. Deep, deep thought now.
I know there is another type of existence. Perhaps I can negotiate. A landline connection, internet, a television, a cell phone. Come to me, Buddhist. I am ready to make a deal.
Hello, Valerie. I knew you would call. I have heard you all along. Say the words and activate the process. We can do this together.
Deborah has been hired by a foreign country to get some discriminating info on our golden boy. Deborah is a honey trap blackmailer. Since acquiring Voltertech, the golden boy has become a big-time target. His sexual leanings, let's just say, go towards the exotic. Deborah receives her instructions via computer laptop.
Hello, Deborah. Here are the instructions and prompts. Main stakeholder, dilated pupils, increased heart rate, textbook illustrations, blueprints of classified aircraft, digital audio and video recording devices, language coach, perfected accent, full backstory committed to memory, undercover operatives mingle with the locals, build relationships, await the mark, hotel rooms, taps and video, some really sick sexual activity, solid blackmail materials, payment sent, 10K in various gift cards, untraceable, 150K spread across crypto accounts, burner phone, fake passport.
Today in downtown Miami, a body was found inside a waste container behind the Sunnyside convenience store located on East 34th and Palm Avenue. The body was that of a 26-year-old Caucasian female, as yet unidentified. If you have any information regarding this case, please contact Missing Persons or the Miami Police Department.
Police were unable to identify. I have a friend at the precinct. He said her hands and all of her teeth were removed.
Hello, John. You were hired for this job because of some very special skills you acquired in the military. This time I have included directions to a hotel room. The room contains a briefcase with instructions. You've had experience and training with these items, all untraceable. Carry out the mission, dismantle, dispose of said items at the specified drop-off location. You will awake and remember nothing.
Out with a friend at a diner. It has been a while since I've met up with any of my old buddies. I told him about my last assignment, making sure not to mention names or places. I talked about the Golden Boy. I feel bad admitting this, but when I heard what happened to him, the word good came involuntarily out of my mouth. My friend looked at me in horror when I said it, as if I was the bad guy. There is something so satisfying about witnessing karma in action. A great day overall. Dinner and a few cocktails at the local restaurant. It kept appearing in my mind every time, a little chuckle. I saw the picture. The bits of brains were everywhere. It looked like a Jackson Pollock painting. A total masterpiece. Goodbye, Golden Boy.